Hey y'all, what's up? My hair's wet because I just took a shower. But anyway, today I wanted to do some college advice. And also I'm gonna be making this a get ready with me because I feel like that's what all YouTubers do when they don't know what to do in a video that's mainly talking. They're like, let's film a get ready with me. Although it's currently 10:30 and I don't have to be anywhere till 4:30, but let's get started. Okay, so I'm gonna start out with moving in advice because this is honestly, it can make or break your freshman year if you don't move in correctly. So this is gonna be mostly freshman year advice because I am a sophomore, and I don't have a ton of sophomore advice right now because it's only been 1 week of school, but it can apply to multiple years. But anyway, the first thing is probably the dumbest thing I did my freshman year. I go to school in Wisconsin. I'm from Minnesota. I'm no stranger to cold weather. I know what it's like in the winters. I know how quickly it starts to get cold. You know what that taught me?
Apparently nothing.
I came here with the great idea, that I would just bring my summer/warm weather clothes. And then at Thanksgiving,
November 23rd.
I would go home and bring all my winter clothes, along with sweatshirts and a winter coat and scarves and gloves and hats and all that really nice things. And it's just, if you go to a Midwest/a northern school, please just bring, even if you think you can go home, like you live like 2 hours away, you think you can go home whenever you need it, at least bring like sweatshirts and leggings and some sweaters, just a few to tide you over in case like you can't go home that weekend. You can only go home next weekend. Like it comes quickly. So just don't be me and bring some warm weather clothes. Along with this, like, dorms are small. I think I'm qualified to talk on this because my dorm, my first semester, freshman year, I lived in 2 dorms my freshman year. It was tiny. It was probably the tiniest one on, not the tiniest one on campus. There is one that's smaller, but like, it was pretty fucking tiny. But you gotta bring the things that make you happy. If people judge you for bringing some things that make you happy and make you feel more at home and more comfortable and comfort you when you're in a really hard time because college is difficult, then that's their problem, not your problem. So bring your blankets, bring your stuffed animals. That's what I ended up having to go home for. Bring your books that make you happy and you like to read. Bring decorations. I didn't bring a lot of decorations because I didn't think I'd have room for them, and my room was sad. And if you absolutely cannot find room for them, which I kind of doubt, then send them home with your parents. And then this last one, I watch a lot of college move-in videos. It's all YouTube seems to recommend to me. So I see lots of people have this down. But just in case, again, like me, I wanted to throw it in here. Bring snacks. Like, whoever's dropping you off at college, just make them go to the grocery store with you and buy like snacks and stuff. When I brought food to college, I brought a lot of soups, a lot of canned goods, a lot of like corn, because I really like to make corn. And you know what you don't have in the dorm? Resources and time. I didn't have time to make all that shit, but I brought it and I never used it. You know what I didn't bring? Crackers or bread, peanut butter, like easy to just pop open and shove in your mouth. I didn't bring any of that. So I had to go to the dining hall like all the time, and that wastes your money. I only had tier 1 dining plan, so it was only like $700 a semester that I could spend there, and I didn't have anything. Okay, next I'm gonna do my eyebrows. So it's gonna take some concentration, but I'm gonna try to talk during it. We have first week advice. So the first week's intimidating. I'm a person that likes to have a routine, like really hates first weeks because I'm trying to get around all my classes, trying to find places I can go between my classes. You know, I don't really have a routine down, trying to figure out when to eat. I hate it so much. But you just have to remember that it's all gonna work out and you're gonna figure out a routine and it's gonna stick, and it's not gonna be what you do on the first week of school. Walk your classes before you go to them. you're gonna feel like a middle schooler who's like trying to walk their classes with their mommy during like orientation, but just do it. Like, I can't tell you how many buildings on Madison I just could not find, and I had to leave like an hour early from my classes so that I would give myself enough time to be dumb and get lost and be directionally challenged. So just walk your classes a couple days before if you have time. Go with your friends, it'll make a day of it. So it's going to be difficult again the first week trying to get into a routine, but when you have breaks between your classes, try to find like good productive places to study. Like, I just try to find something where you can be productive.
Should I be worried about that?
I cannot believe that just happened on video. That's the craziest thing that's ever happened. So yeah, there was a fire, that alarm. I said, should I worry about that? Yes. I literally walked outside my apartment and I heard it and I was like, sometimes the smoke detectors go off, but that was not a smoke detector. That was a real alarm. And I opened my door just to see, like, is it under control? Like, what's going on? Is this a drill? Smoke through my hallway. Like, a lot of smoke, which clearly you can see everything's fine in here. So I don't know how that I got so lucky, because it was definitely in my hallway that a fire occurred. But yeah, we evacuated for like 20 minutes. Again, not that huge, but I literally walked out into a hallway filled with smoke and found the stairs and walked downstairs that were smoky and smelled awful and waited outside for a good while. Grabbed my computer and my Crocs and my keys and I ran. So, that's the craziest thing that's ever happened to me. Where were we? Let's look. Drink water. First week of college, my skin got so oily, and my stomach hurt, and I did not look good, and I was like, what is happening? I eat the same, that I do at home, which is not true either. But I was so confused, and the big reason, besides the fact that my diet had also changed, the big reason was because I was not drinking a lot of water, because the water in Madison is nasty, and so you need to get it filtered. So my freshman year, I had a bigger one that like didn't have a cap, but this is a Brita water filtered bottle. I like this one because it has a cap, so I can like bring it and I don't have to worry about it leaking a lot. The filter's in the straw, if you can see that. And yeah, you just fill this puppy up with water and the filter is in there. Okay, living in communal spaces. I know this is gonna be the biggest one for a lot of you. I forgot this is a get ready with me.
Come on, bitch.
So the first thing I have to say is just be honest with your roommate. Tell them your pet peeves, even if it might be a little offensive. Mine is chewing with your mouth open. But PSA, chew with your mouth closed and don't smack your lips. But be honest with them. If something's bugging you, they might not know that they're either doing it or that it's a problem for people, because they might be only children, they might have always had their own room growing up like me. I'm not saying your roommates are gonna be terrible people, but they might be unaware of certain things that would bug some others. So that, like, you can't just expect your roommate to be exactly like you. It's not gonna happen. Along with this, make a chore chart, or you don't even have to write it down. Just like make a schedule of what chores you're gonna do and what your roommate's gonna do, and stick to it. Rotate it if you have to keep it interesting. Just please do it, because if you just say, oh, we'll clean our sides of the rooms and keep our sides of the room clean, it's never gonna get done the way you want it to or the way your roommate wants it to. Okay, next up we're gonna talk about scheduling classes. So this is where I had my most struggles during my freshman year, was scheduling classes, because the people who do your orientation, if you go to a big school, often aren't advisors. They're peer leaders and like people who are like seniors and know enough about classes where they can help you, but they're not gonna know everything. I did placement exams, and I think a lot of people do this. Their freshman year, it's kind of like a standard at big universities at least, where you take like a math and English placement exam, and it places you into the classes you need to take, or fulfills requirements. Great, you know? Sounds like a flawless system, except for when you do worse on it than you know you're capable of doing. Like me. I placed into college algebra. Now, I don't have anything against college algebra. It's an important class to take, especially for calc. I took that in high school. I also took pre-calc. I didn't need to take college algebra and then trig and then calc. I just needed to take either a combo class for a refresher or like something like a pre-calculus class. But my placement test was too low and I didn't know I could argue it. See, what you can do is you can retake it. You can say that, no, that doesn't match my ability, let me retake this class. Or sometimes, even though it places you into college algebra, you can still take a higher level class, like a slightly higher level class. I could have done that. I didn't know that. I ended up taking algebra my first semester, then trig my second semester, and was super behind on math for my major, when, again, I didn't need to take it because I had already taken those classes. I want to stress that I'm not judging people who are placed into these lower classes, because they're not lower classes. They're all necessary classes. It's just my high school transcript should have shown that I didn't need to take them. Anyway, I tried to only take like 15 credits. I took 16. It was fine, but I ended up taking 6 classes, and that's a lot. I ended up having 5 of them on Wednesday, and that was the longest day of my life. So I recommend only doing like 3 or 4 classes if you can get them with a higher credit amount. Like right now I'm only taking 3 classes, but it's 15 credits. And dropping classes, it's easier than you think. Like I could literally do it on my own. I didn't even have to go and talk to anybody. And then it doesn't make you any less of a student. Okay, last little section here. This is kind of just miscellaneous general stuff. Call your support system. I think I got into the mindset that my support system didn't miss me as much as I missed them, and so if I called them a bunch of times, like, it would have been annoying or it just wasn't necessary. But I ended up coming home and talking to my friends, and some of them were like, yeah, I wish I could have talked to you more than I did. And I'm like, me too, why didn't I? Because you get into this weird mindset in college where you think you have to be independent, but your support system at home, your friends, your family, like, call the people who are the most important to you and you miss the most, because they probably miss you just as much. Don't give up if you don't make friends super quickly. I had 2 pretty close friends my first semester freshman year, and they were amazing, but I didn't see them that often because we didn't live in the same building, and I was super sad. I thought I was doing the whole college thing wrong because I didn't have enough friends. I thought I'd be lonely forever. I might as well give up. I thought about transferring back to a school closer to home so I could be close to my other friends. But don't give up. Like, if you're absolutely miserable and every day is the absolute worst and you want to go home more than anything in the world, there's certain circumstances where maybe transferring is best. But I had all those feelings, and second semester ended up being the best semester ever, and I was super happy I did not give up. Not saying that transferring's giving up. That makes it sound bad. Don't do something that you might regret. Make sure to like give it the proper chance. And whatever happens, everything will be okay. Like, I love UW-Madison so much. Go Badgers. But I think if I had ended up going to the U of M or UMD, sorry, these are all Minnesota schools, I think I would have been just as happy, because it's what you put into it. You find the friends, you take the classes you want to take, you put the effort into studying, you find activities you like. I think it will all work out no matter where you go. But I am very grateful that I stayed here. I think it was an amazing decision for me. So if you're struggling with something right now, hold on and try to make it work, but also do what's best for you. You'll find the place that you're supposed to be, and you'll make it the place it's supposed to be for you. Activities are amazing if they click for you, but don't force things just because they sound good. I joined a bunch of activities and tried way too hard to make them work, and if they don't add value to your life, don't force it. Honestly, get a job. I think getting a job is super important, and I realize not everybody has to have a job to make money in college, but even if you have the money, get a job to get the experience, get the responsibility, get the experience working with customers and being in a service field, because you will never truly understand what they go through until you're behind the counter. Get a job related to your major and get some experience in that field. Get a job in something you've never done before and learn a new skill. That's super impressive to put on resumes. Just get a job if you have the time for it, because it's super, super important. So that took a long time to film because of the fire alarm. My voice is wrecked because I've been talking so much, but I hope, or at least a little helpful for anybody who ends up watching this. You're never gonna do college the way you expect to do it. And I think if you just try your best to do what's right to you and what speaks to you, then it's all gonna be okay. So try your best, make friends, don't stress about making friends, call your mom, and it'll all be okay. Good luck.